Have you ever stepped off a plane and felt an immediate calmness, like the country was just designed specifically for you? Well, that's the feeling I get every time I land in Malaysia. A place that is highly multicultural with some of the best food on the planet as far as I'm concerned. A highly affordable way of life which rivals any country in the world, as well as some of the friendliest people I've ever come across. It's just a destination where things make sense. And here are all the reasons of why I love Malaysia. Let's talk about the food. If I had to live in Southeast Asia for the rest of my life and I could only pick one country, and just based on the food itself, I only have two places that come to my mind. One of them is Thailand, and the second is Malaysia. And the one I definitely choose is Malaysia. Malay food is such an incredible cuisine because it mixes a bunch of different cuisines in one. You've got the beautiful Malay food itself, you've got Indian, you've got Chinese. It's this beautiful mix of different foods that create all these interesting flavors that I've never experienced until going to Malaysia. The portion sizes are huge, the food is affordable, the people serving it are very friendly. And the biggest issue that I have with the food is every time I go to Malaysia, I come back many kilos heavier. Doesn't matter if I'm in a local area like Kota Warusan or if I'm going to Kuala Lumpur in more of the big town vibes, the food is good everywhere I have been. Even thinking about it now, I just want to book a flight right now to Malaysia. And if the food wasn't good enough, it is the affordable lifestyle. Now, is Malaysia as cheap as somewhere such as I'm staying now, which is Vietnam? No, but the price quality that you actually get is way better in my opinion than Malaysia. You get great infrastructure, you get English speaking, and you get different varieties of food where Vietnam kind of lags behind in my opinion. It's not to say all Vietnamese food is bad. Personally for me, it's just not my favorite. I find a lot of the dishes very similar, but hey, each to their own. So while affordability might not be as cheap as somewhere like Vietnam, what I'm paying for is not feel like I'm getting hit by a car or a bike every time I cross the road. Having food covered up by street vendors with actual plastic containers so I'm not worried about cockroaches in my food. Being able to read majority of things because they're in English. Higher quality accommodation, better infrastructure, and all the good things that come with Malaysia itself. But I don't want to talk about affordability too much because there's one really big thing that I get really excited about every time I go to Malaysia. And that's the people. The Malays and everyone inside of Malaysia is just so happy and they're just so kind. I cannot express to you how nice the people are in Malaysia. They will go out of their way to make sure you have a good time, very polite, very respectful, and they'll do very cute things. You order some food, they might even write you a handwritten note and put it into your food. Not into your food to eat. But you know what I mean, right? It's just that sort of place, and it's really hard to be angry or have a bad day when you're dealing with nice people. There's been so many countries that I've been to or lived in where you order food and then it's like your business isn't wanted or people are always angry. When someone just has a smile and tries to make your day better or just talks to you and people are more friendly, it really improves your quality of life. And you just don't think about it until you've been around countries where that doesn't exist. I cannot say enough good things about the Malays and how good of people they are. And until you've actually been there, you will have no idea how good they are. And with the people comes multiculturalism. So I'm an Australian. I grew up with tons of cultures around me. That's what I'm used to. Everywhere from around the world is in Australia. When I lived in countries such as Georgia, for example, it's mainly just Georgians or Russians as well. That's the main ones. And then when I lived in Montenegro, it was mainly Montenegrins and Russians. And when I lived in Bosnia, it's mainly Bosnians and Serbs, etc. These are countries, and even Vietnam, it's very Vietnamese and not as many expats. In Nha Trang, where I am, lots of Russians. But when you go to places like Malaysia, there's a lot more diversity. And I love diversity because you get all the different cuisines, you get different mentalities and different unique, interesting people. I really love the multiculturalism because I think it builds a really beautiful country, such as what has become in Malaysia. Incredible. And the next thing is things just make sense. There are some countries that you go to or live in and things make sense. And there are other countries such as Vietnam where it's like loading up a game and there are difficulty settings, and the only difficult setting that you can actually choose is extreme difficulty. That is living in Vietnam. Now, when you go to Malaysia, it's basically saying, hey, you can play this on easy. Things just work and make sense. Now, this is a cultural thing, of course. I'm a Western pleb. Things make sense in my brain, different from someone somewhere else, right? But I know what is happening. Sometimes in some countries, such as Georgia, I have no idea what's happening and why things are done away. Vietnam, half the time, I don't know what the hell is happening, but it's just done that way and things work out. In Malaysia, I get it. When the lights are green, I can cross the road. When the lights are green in Vietnam, it means you can kind of cross the road, but you still might get hit. That's the perfect example I can give of what makes sense. But do you know what does make sense is getting an eSIM to streamline your transition to another country. And that's why I use today's sponsor, eSIM. It's an eSIM that gives you instant, stable internet in over 200 different countries. And since it's a digital SIM, you can keep your home phone number active while you're overseas. For travelers in this region, there's a Southeast Asia package that gives you access to all the different countries, so you can make sure you stay connected no matter where you go. And it's much cheaper than roaming. eSIM has 3 great options, such as the Global package, which is the cheapest per gigabyte, Global Plus, which covers over 147 different countries with one plan, and Pay and Fly for spontaneous trips, so you can actually pay for what you use. Just download the eSIM app, install your profile, and turn roaming on. It takes less than a minute, and if you want to try it out, put in Marcus13 for €3 off your first plan. Check the link in the description or the pinned comment below so you can stay connected. One of the things I love about Malaysia is just the sense of calmness. It even happens when you just land and hit the airport. It's a very smooth process. Everything's scanned, you just go through. It's nice and easy, and that's kind of sets you up for the pace of lifestyle of Malaysia. With the downside being the grab section when you're trying to get a grab out of Kuala Lumpur. But besides that, once you get in the taxi, everything starts to be smooth. You just feel calm. It's not so chaotic. Everyone's just doing their thing and taking their time. Everyone's going about their life and no one's staring at you, no one's bothering you, and everyone's just very friendly and everyone's just doing their thing. I've said this before, but when I'm in Malaysia, I walk a bit slower. I take more time to look around and check out the sights. And normally when I'm walking around, if you ever see me walking in public, I'm probably walking extremely fast trying to get to my destination. That all goes away in Malaysia. I take in the scenery, I take in the smells, I take in the sights, the beautiful food on the side of the road, the cars, majority of the time obeying the road rules, except for that one time where I saw a car driving on the wrong side of the road. But in general, just everything is great and easy. And one of the big things as an extra bonus is the beds. So let's have a quick look at this bed. You see that thickness. This is something that you don't see very often in Vietnam, and if you do, it's in very high-end places. Now, what you got to understand about this place is I'm not in Kuala Lumpur. I'm in a place called Senggalo, I believe it's pronounced. And this place is $364 a month. And every bed that I've ever gone to in Malaysia, they're all like this. Big, thick beds with nice sheeting and nice pillows. A far cry from what I've had in Vietnam. But you tell me, am I wrong? Is Malaysia not the best country in Southeast Asia? Because personally, I think so. But you might have a different opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to know what I think between Malaysia and Vietnam, check on this video right here.